Hello everyone and welcome to Health 430. The overall purpose of Health 430 is to allow you to take all of your knowledge and skills that you've developed in relationship to planning so that we can plan, implement, and evaluate an actual health education program. One of the most exciting things about this class is that it's the application where you get to go into the real world and apply what you know into a real health event. This is a flipped class, and in a flipped class, the assignments and lectures that used to be done in class or in a face-to-face setting are now done online. The reason this happens is because you work in a group all semester. You must meet outside of class time in order to be successful. Since most of you have family obligations or work obligations, it's very difficult for you to find a mutual meeting time outside of our class time. So in order to give you time to meet during class, those lectures have to go online. The days that we don't meet as a class are not days that you skip. Those are days designed for you to meet in your groups. You should treat those exactly like a face-to-face class. They should be scheduled in your calendar because they are class times. And you should use those times to get in your groups and work on the health fair. One of the questions people often ask about any class is, how do I be successful? So if you want to be successful in this class, some key points are listed. The first one is to always ask, why are we doing this assignment? What is its purpose? There's nothing in this class that is an assignment that you just do to do. Every single thing we do in this class is to help you prepare for the health fair. You also need to make sure you attend group meetings. Since you're allowed to meet during class time, there's no reason to skip that meeting. You are also placed in groups based on your time availability. So everyone in your group has similar availability to meet outside of class. So again, there really is no excuse to miss meetings. The times that we don't meet can also be used for your groups to plan the health fair. And you need to stay engaged with your group. If you disengage from your group, you're more likely to not be successful. If you're engaged with your group, those students tend to be more successful. You need to make sure you stay on top of all assignments. You know that when you try to do work at the last minute in the 400 level classes, it typically does not go well. So make sure you make time in your schedule to complete all the assignments. And make sure you always contact an instructor if you're having problems or you do not understand something. Other things to consider: work hard all semester. Sometimes students in lower level classes get into the habit of not working hard until the end of the semester and trying to bring up their grades at the end. That doesn't work very well in a 400 level class. Make sure you stay engaged with your group. Always attempt to solve problems first in your group or on your own. And if you cannot solve the problem, seek help and do not suffer for the whole semester. Do what's asked of you. Make time to be successful. And if your grade falls below an 80%, you need to be a little concerned about your grade in the class. And the reason that's true is there's a large portion of your grade that comes in at the end of the semester. So if you have a 70 and you do poorly on the end of the semester assignments, it will drop to a D. So always be aware of your grades. Other suggestions: use APA format for your papers. You should be able to have access to books for APA. TU Library has a link on their page for APA. And if you're using a generator, what you need to stop and ask yourself is, are you putting the right information in the generator? There's absolutely no excuse for you to not be using APA correctly at this point in your college career. Pay attention to spelling and grammar. And that brings me to the concept of artificial intelligence. When and if you use artificial intelligence, you need to stop and ask yourself, if a person were doing this for me, would it be okay? So if you gave your paper to a person and asked them to highlight spelling and grammar issues and they did that, that's okay. But if you gave your paper to someone and asked them to rewrite it, that's not okay. And it would not be okay if you ask AI to rewrite your paper. Also, if you were given an assignment and you asked a friend to do the assignment for you, that's not okay. And it's also not okay to have AI do assignments for you. So if you're thinking about using AI, stop and think, if I gave this to a human to do, would it be okay? And if it's not okay for another human to do for you, it is not okay for AI to do for you. When you're writing in this class, make sure you have an introduction, a body, and a summary. Make sure you proof your papers before you submit them. And in all capitals, because it's important, follow the directions given. The scoring rubrics in this class are very specific because the goal is, with a specific map on how to get a good grade, you should be able to get a good grade. So always follow the directions that are given to you so you're as successful as possible. So now this video is going to end, and you're going to have to look at a video on the syllabus and the Blackboard page. And the reason this is done is to help you, everyone in the class, to be on the same page and to understand what needs to happen in order to be successful.